All right. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining. Special thanks to InterNACHI and AJ for putting this all together. Appreciate the effort. All right, so let's dive in. So today we're going to talk about how to make more per inspection and get more agent referrals with Inspect Reply AI. So first, let me start by giving you all a little background on myself. So it's nothing exciting really, but my name is Jason Bonney. I'm the founder and creator of InspectReply-AI. I also operate a multi-inspector firm in Pittsburgh, PA, where I've been a home inspector since 2004. I've completed probably over about 10,000 inspections. I'm also an Army veteran, where I was a carpenter mason, and then I dabbled in a little infantry for about 10 years. I have three children. Let's see, ages 27, 25, and 16. And then also I have three dogs. So I have a bloodhound, a lab, and a mix. Before we talk about what happens after you send the inspection report, first I'd like to talk about what actually happens before the inspection, specifically during the inspection. So how many of you can have been asked during an inspection, maybe after you identified several deficiencies and you have the client come up to you and ask you, how much do you think this is going to cost? Or do you know any contractors that can do this type of repair work? So in the past, I've kind of shied away from that. I feel like with home inspections, there's already enough liability in the field. So what I would typically say in the past was, you should probably reach out to your agent. They probably know a good contractor who can provide you with a quote and do the work that you're looking for. And then I would just kind of continue and go along with my inspection. And I wasn't realizing really how much value and opportunity I had left on the table. And we'll talk about that later in more detail. But now I'd like to talk about what happens after you send the report. So you slap the inspection report in your email, you send that out to the client. Client gets the email, starts reviewing the report. Maybe a little anxiety starts to set in. Maybe they're starting to feel a little overwhelmed. Maybe start to panic a little bit. So at this point is when they start to, or when they reach out to their real estate agent. So the real estate agent opens the report and starts doing a little damage control. So they might reinterpret your findings a little bit, say things like, this one here, this is no big deal, or this one, don't worry about this, or the best thing yet is, let me call my contractor and see what he has to say about this. So what typically happens after that is then the agent goes off, hangs up with the clients, and starts making phone calls to start working on their repair addendum. So that leaves the client sitting there staring at your report, where the anxiety continues to grow. So maybe the agents or maybe the client starts to do their own research. They start looking on Google, searching for repair cost estimates. This is where things start to kind of spiral out of control. This is where, as home inspectors, we're kind of losing the control of the narrative. So what we're doing is we're identifying problems, but we're not providing any solutions. We're kind of like just dropping it off, handing over the torch to the real estate agent and the buyers to kind of do the work after that. So kind of ironic because we're the ones doing all the work. We're putting together the report, and then everything important kind of happens outside of our control. Okay, so I know as home inspectors, we like to believe that our reports are designed to help our clients make decisions, and they are. There's value to them, but the problem is we are not following through. Meaning, we're basically handing the torch over, like I said, to the agent or to the home buyer to kind of let them figure out what the solution is, and you know by themselves there. So that's kind of like where the gap is and where deals get messy and where inspectors miss out on both the value and the opportunity. So Inspect Reply is built to fill that gap. So, over the years, this is the problem I've seen, where things start to spiral out of control, where we lose control of the narrative, where our inspection reports or repairs, they kind of get twisted, and starts causing problems. So as a home inspector, I see that. I feel like we're losing control, and that's something I wanted to fix. So that's one of the reasons why I built Inspect Reply AI to benefit home inspectors. Let's see here. So what does Inspect Reply AI actually do, and how will it help you earn more and generate more referrals? So simply put, Inspect Reply AI is an AI-assisted repair cost estimator and contractor referral platform. So basically what happens is a user would log into InspectReply-AI. You create an account, you upload your inspection report, which could be a PDF or a Word document. And then once you upload it, the system starts to automatically analyze your reports, starts extracting the deficiencies automatically, uses that information to generate localized repair costs. It starts matching top rated local contractors, and it spits out a full client ready analysis in minutes. So this is all done within 10 minutes. So instead of me telling you how it works, how about if I just kind of give you like a little short demo here and you guys can see how this actually works and how easy it is to also become an affiliate. You're just going to go to the website at inspectreply-ai.com and click on Get Started. And then from there, you're going to click on Create Account, and you can set your own username. Let's do test account here, and we'll do test account Gmail, and let's just say test account, and we'll do password. Okay, just bear with me here. All right, so now we're in here. So at this point, you're just going to want to click your role. So in your case, it would be Home Inspector. And then click Continue to Dashboard. And that's it, you're in. So from this point, this is the home page. You can upload an inspection report, start having it analyzed. So just click here. And let's see, we'll click on this report. And now it's starting to analyze, and that should be done within about 10 minutes. So while we're waiting on that, I'll show you guys how easy it is to become an affiliate. So if you look here at the top menu items, you're going to want to click Become an Affiliate. And then from here, you click on Become an Affiliate again. And that's it. You are now an affiliate. So all you have to do is look at your affiliate link here. And you would click Copy. Once you copy that, you have the option to paste that in your inspection report. I recommend after your summary of items, or you could put that link in your email that you send out when you attach your reports. Here's where you set your report pricing. So again, the platform fee is $29. You would keep anything over that $29. So if you set it at $79, you're going to receive $50 each time one of your client purchases a report. And then this is your earnings overview dashboard, so you can kind of monitor how many sales you've made, what your revenue has been. And then finally, you're going to want to set up your payments through Stripe. So Stripe is a secure company. So we'd click on Connect Payouts with Stripe. It's going to ask you for some information, but again, it's very secure. And then you have the option here to copy or download your QR link, which you can put in your reports or on your web page. Also, you have a website widget here. You can also add that to your website homepage as well. Once you do that, then you're set up as an affiliate. And again, all you need to do is add the link to your inspection reports or within the email that you send out to your clients. Once they click on that affiliate link, they're going to be taken back to InspectReply-AI, and they're going to see the price that you have set. So let's go back to the report list, see if the report is done analyzing. Not done analyzing yet. So in the meantime, we'll talk about credits. So if you want to have the report analyzed within your account, instead of sending the affiliate link, you can do that. That gives you a little bit more control, lets you look at the report. Prior to that, you would just add it as a service to your scheduling software and you set your price there. But then you would have to purchase the credit and analyze the report within your account. So in order to purchase a credit, you kind of go up here, look at credits, and you can see you have the option to buy one, to buy them in bulk for a little cheaper discount. But you'll definitely need to have a credit. So once you finish analyzing the report, so you can see here this report is done analyzing. It's giving you the total repair cost range. If you want more details, if you want the contractor names, you're going to have to unlock the report. At that point, you would click here, and then that's where you would use your credit. So this account doesn't have any credits, so I want to jump out of here, and we're going to jump into an account that does have credits. see. Okay, and then so you can see here, this is going to show the same report. So we're going to click on view details. So once you pay for the report, you're going to have these options pop up. So one of the options is to view the details, and that's going to let you see the entire report. So as you go down through here, you can see the cost estimate, the ranges for each individual item. It's going to list recommended repairs. It's going to give you the contractors or contact information, and then also the average cost, depending on what the repair is. So as you go down through, you can see all the different repair items. So one of the great features we have here is that you can send this report to your agent. You can share it. So let me see, I think that's a little bit up here. So if you click on this, send analysis to your agent, you can put the agent's name, email, personal note, and then send it to them. So they're going to have the report in a simplified version outside of your master report. From there, they can generate their own reply to inspection. But let me show you guys what that looks like. So once you click on that button, the reply to inspection button, it's going to open up a simplified version of the report. And that from there is where you're going to be able to generate the reply to inspection. So again, you click on open reply to inspection here. And then this is where you can kind of go in and check or uncheck items you may or may not be interested in having repaired or want to negotiate with. But you can see here you have the options to request a repair or credit, repairs, request services, documentation. So your agent or you can kind of go down through there. If you're sending this to your client, the client's going to have the option to do this as well. Once they get everything to where they want, they're just going to click on generate reply, which is going to create just a text that they can copy and paste into whatever else they need to. So they can come up here, click copy all, or they can download it into a PDF that way or through here too. And that's going to generate a PDF that they can also attach to the repair addendum. So it's all organized, looks very professional. So you can see their agents are going to love this. They're going to want to use you. They're going to recommend you. So that's basically about it. If you need any additional help or instruction, feel free to reach out to me. Like I said, there's also the option to integrate with the ISN. That's a little more complicated, but like I said, you can always reach out. Also within the website, it gives you detailed instructions on how to do that as well. But that's it. That's all I had. Thank you. Bye. All right, so I'm just going to give. Okay, sorry for the little glitch there. Okay, so now you've all seen how simple it is to use InspectReply-AI. Hopefully, you're starting to see how this is going to benefit you, how it can benefit your client, how it's going to help the agent out. And as you've just seen in the demo, you can see how easy it is for the agent to generate a repair addendum using your inspection report directly. So agent can just simply log in, or they're going to get an email from the client or from you. It's going to let them open up the inspection report in a simplified version of the inspection report or the reply to inspection report. It's going to allow them to create a reply to inspection addendum automatically. It uses your report, so there's no rewriting required for the agent. It's going to eliminate the need for the agent to hunt for contractor quotes or contractors altogether, because the report does provide recommended contractors, and it's going to produce a clean and a professional repair request instantly in minutes. So it's turning hours of work for an agent into a few minutes. So you've just made their job dramatically easier. They're going to be able to get to closing a lot sooner, a lot easier. They're going to love you. They're going to want to refer you more, and they're probably going to even tell their agent friends about it as well. Okay. So I'm sure you guys keep seeing AI tool after AI tool just keeps popping up everywhere. Well, InspectReply is not just another AI tool. So what makes it different is it uses more than just AI. So InspectReply AI uses other tools and strategies to bring the most value to the user. So for example, we have partnered with EagleView. So we have an EagleView integration feature within our application to accurately measure and estimate roof replacement costs. So what this means is if your inspection report identifies a need for a roof replacement, once you upload that report, the system's going to see that, it's going to identify it, and it's going to trigger the EagleView integration So then EagleView is going to take over. It's going to pull the address from your inspection report. It's going to pull up the aerial photo, and it's going to measure that roof instantly. It's going to provide those measurements, and it's going to multiply that with the average cost per square of roofing in your area to give you a pretty accurate roof replacement cost. So that all happens within minutes. There's no other platform that's doing that right now. Another thing that sets us apart is there's no paid contractor placement. So the contractors that we're recommending are just simply matches from highly Google rated, peer reviewed local contractors that are capable of doing the work. So for a home inspector, it's very important for us to eliminate our liability. So that's the reason for this. You don't know the contractor in most cases. The contractor's not going to know you in most cases. So it's really a completely hands-off referral. It's just coming from InspectReply-AI, not from the inspector. And then lastly, absolutely no cross-selling of client data to third-party vendors. So we keep your client's data private. I'm sure you guys have all had an experience maybe with some platforms where the client data is being sold to third parties. Maybe insurance companies, moving companies, etc. But you guys all kind of know what I'm talking about. So again, absolutely, InspectReply-AI will not do that. So in a nutshell, we are providing a professional looking and organized report. This is all happening within 10 minutes. And again, no other platform is doing that. Okay, so kind of touched on this a little bit in the demo, but basically this is how you use it and you get paid. So once you log in, you're gonna create an account, and then you have three different options to use InspectReply-AI. Number one, which is the easiest, is just to become an affiliate. So once you become an affiliate, you're going to instantly be given your affiliate link. So you can share that link with your client a number of different ways. What I would recommend is putting it in your inspection report directly after the summary of repairs, because at that point the client's reading all these different deficiencies and and anxieties building. So it kind of forces them, or kind of you know makes them want to use the InspectReply-AI service more so. But in this regard, the client's paying directly. So you're providing the link, they're clicking on the link, it's taking them to the InspectReply-AI platform. They're going to log in, and then they're going to upload the report themselves, and then they're going to purchase a credit, and then they're going to get to see the InspectReply-AI report. And from there, they can manipulate some things, meaning like quantities, for example. But here, this is zero work, zero liability for the inspector. This is basically just a kind of like a set and forget. But keep in mind, when you're setting up your affiliate link, you're setting the price that you're wanting to charge for that report itself. So depending on what your market could bear, I would say most inspectors are doing $69, $79 per report, and then they're keeping the markup. So you're looking at maybe $50 for every report that you sell. But here you're just providing the link, and then the client's really doing all the work from there. Option two, you can add it as a value-added service within your list of services that you provide. So if you use the ISN, for example, in the online scheduler, once they get on there, they're going to see this as an option, as a service to choose. So the one thing good about this is that you get to see the report first. So this is all happening through your account. So the um, the client's going to choose that option or that value added service. You're going to know that that's an option they chose. So after they pay for the report, you're going to go into your InspectReply-AI account. You're going to upload the inspection report. You're going to get to see the report first, and then from there you can kind of review it and start editing things if you need to. So again, you might want to edit quantities. I know, with my home inspection, sometimes I'll put several electrical outlets or several windows instead of the exact number. So whenever InspectReply-AI sees several, it's going to default to three, whereas there might have been three outlets or three windows, or I'm sorry, four outlets and eight windows. So if you can kind of go in there afterwards and adjust the quantities, you're going to get a more accurate estimate. So it does give you more control. Does increase liability a little bit because you are offering it now as a service versus just providing a hyperlink. But some inspectors are okay with that. What I would recommend is really just do option one and two. So I would offer it as a service within your list of services, and then that'll give the client the option to purchase it whenever they schedule the inspection, or if they decide not to do it at that time. A lot of times after they start reading your summary of deficiencies, it's driving up the anxiety and it starts to sound like a better idea. So that's why I like to have it in both places. The third option is if you guys are using the ISN integration. I use the ISN, but we do this. You can actually set it up so everything runs automatically. So once you've integrated with the ISN, your client chooses that service, and then they have paid for it. You've completed the report, uploaded it to your order. It triggers InspectReply-AI. InspectReply-AI is going to pull the report from the ISN. It's going to start generating its own report. And then after about 10 minutes, it's going to send it back to that particular order as an attachment. So then you can send that off to the client. So typically what I like to do is I'll finish everything off, I'll upload the report, and I'll give it about 10 or 15 minutes, and then I'll come back and I'll refresh the screen, and then usually I'll find it's sitting there as an attachment, and I just like to send them all together. So you can choose, how involved you want to be depending on what level you feel comfortable with liability. So again, the option one is the affiliate. That's the easiest. It's probably the lowest liability. Option two and option three, you're adding it as a service, so you are taking on a little bit more liability, but it's mostly hands off. I mean, this is information they're getting from the AI platform. Okay, so this slide here shows some example scenarios to give you guys an idea of what you can earn. So basically just, just basic math. So let's say if you look at the top here, an example scenario would be an average charge of $69 to $79 per report. Again, depending on what your market could bear, I mean, I've had guys that are charging a lot more for that. I have guys that are just charging a little bit more than 29. So you can experiment with it and see what works for you and see what drives sales. But again, the platform fee is $29. So any amount or any price you set over that, you're going to keep it. So for example, if you're setting at $69 to $79 per report, you're going to make up between $40 and $50 per report. So if you look at the monthly examples, depending on how busy you are, how much work you're doing, how many reports you sell, you sell 10 reports in 1 month, that's an additional $400 to $500. 20 reports, you're looking at $800 to $1,000 per month. 40 reports, $1,600 to $2,000 per month, and so on and so forth. So this is revenue that you're generating for work you've already done. So this is our report. We put the work into it. We should be the ones getting paid for it. So you can kind of see how this could add up, over 12 months. You can make an additional $30,000, $20,000, depending on how busy you are, and again, how many reports you can sell. So how to get started. So again, this kind of the demo kind of touched on this too, but it's really easy. You're going and you're logging into the website, you're creating an account, and then from that point, you're just going to choose how do you want to use it. So again, you could be an affiliate, or you can add it as a value-added service, or you could do both, or you can automate it or integrate it automatically with the ISN. So once you do that, then you can just start offering it on your next inspection. It literally takes 5 minutes to set up. It's costing nothing to create an account. There's no subscription. There's no monthly fees. Try it out for a month. Turn it off if you don't like it. You have nothing to lose, and everything to gain. Um, So every inspector writes reports, but very few turn them into additional value. So that should say additional there between into and value, because our reports do have value, but most inspectors stop at identifying the problems. We don't follow through and start providing solutions. But that's where you can separate yourself now with InspectReply-AI. You're not just pointing things out. You're not just identifying deficiencies or identifying the problems. Now you're providing the solutions as well. So you're maintaining control of the narrative. You're kind of guiding the outcome there. So again, just use it on your next inspection. Deliver more than just your report. Start delivering the solution. So not just the problems, but now you can deliver the solutions too. So give clients what they're looking for, what they actually need. They do want to know what the problems are, and I think we're experts at that. But now we can kind of follow through and start providing some solutions too, and also get paid for it. So be the inspector that they remember, and be the inspector that the agents like to refer. Okay. So that's all I had. It's kind of a short presentation, but thank you guys for your attention. Also, I would love the opportunity to present at any chapter meeting. Feel free to reach out to me. If I can't make it there, I would love to be there. But if I can, I can definitely do a webinar as well. If you guys have any questions or concerns, or if you'd like help integrating with the ISN, I'd be happy to do that as well. There's my contact information. Again, there's the website. There's my phone number. So again, be the inspector. They remember, set yourself apart. You want to be the inspector that the agents start to refer.